dogs, not children, don't they?
Where's this at?
Don't
Oh,
want to get
yeah.
any-
Probably dogs.
Yeah. Any questions for Terry on those?
That's Miles.
Is that who that, well, yeah, I saw it, they put a sticker or something on it, that's good.
I did have a question about
Is the state.
Peyton's garage. Did they build it? That was, somebody told me they were denied a garage on an empty lot and he got one.
He purchased a permit for a residence
Okay.
and a garage. You made it real clear that you purchased a house permit, or a resident.
So you got a building permit at the same time?
Yep, we bought two.
One permit or?
No, two permits. And I talked to, I don't remember, I brought it up to somebody, but it was, but he has to build a house. And we have talked to contractors about sewer and stuff, so it must be gonna happen.
It was a couple years ago.
Who's building?
They're Tom Rent building a garage.
Oh,
Not the house.
oh, there's the house.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
okay.
on here.
I saw the blueprint on it.
They have 6 months to start both structures.
You know, we talked about that somewhere along the line. Somebody asked me a question about when you issue somebody a building permit, do they have an expected date of completion? You know, specifically the exterior type thing, because we still have houses wrapped in
It's still not.
insulation and not sided and. I
It's
mean,
in the
it's-
building permit, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe they have 6 months to start, and they can't stop for any more than 6 months at a time, but I don't believe we have anything on it.
There's no completion
Completion date?
date on
I
it.
thought
thought
there was
there was.
completion date.
I did
within a
too.
year.
Maybe
I did
missed
too.
it.
You got a copy of one? I think it says right on there. I thought, but I'm not positive.
Well, doesn't it should, right?
Well,
That's what I'm thinking, is maybe we need to change the permit application
So
so
on
there's,
the building permit itself.
I mean,
the building, the one that issued.
If they sign,
how long would you have until you have something? Apparently they do this in the cities or something, if they
Because I
have.
waited on mine, because I knew it'd take about a year for everything, and I waited purposely to start,
To get yours to
to
start.
get it, yeah, I didn't want to get it too early. But I don't know.
I think every month I get a new question. I don't know, but we'll check it out.
That's what you're looking for? Pretty much everything.
But I thought this ain't one you give back to the guy though, is it? Or to the owner? What do you give back to him? I think it's on there, if I remember right. There you go. If not, I've been dreaming. Maybe that's the last place I was
Wishful
at.
thinking, maybe, huh?
So at the last place you were asked, what did they have for a time?
I thought it was a year. I thought it was,
Like if you can.
I think so. I felt that way too, and I don't know how I come up with that, but
no, either.
Is that something that you need to change? We need to
the
change?
same way with when they get a permit to tear a building down, they got so long to do it.
Yep, I think it says that on our demolition. permit.
Yes.
Yep, yes.
But I was with the opinion that it was on a building permit too.
Not that I've ever seen, but I'm kind of.
Because
Yeah.
in the past, years ago, some of the people started building, lived in the basement, and then
Mhm.
built a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and that was to avoid
Taxes.
taxes. But, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I just, and
I don't remember the
Maybe-
zoning book anymore, but.
maybe that's something that
maybe
we
the
need
ordinance
to
book.
address.
That's, you know, since somebody raised the question, I was like, well, I don't know. We need to check that out because I'm assuming that, I mean, if you had somebody, just as the complaint that we received about Mrs. Vance and her paint, if you had somebody that was half-built all the time,
Yeah, I've had one next door to me for close to 4 years.
Right, that garage, yeah.
Yeah.
And see, maybe there needs to be a date, at least that the exterior needs to be completed.
At least the previous company.
What do you think about that?
I think that's a good idea. They want to take 10 years inside where nobody sees it, they will.
Do we need to get language on that? Do we need?
It'd be ordinance, but I've got to change the,
I believe it would probably end up being in a resolution form, but I'll do a little digging into it.
Or is it something we can add to our zoning ordinances?
let's see.
Well, that might be what it
If
is.
you really look at that though, authorized, or construction or work is suspended or abandoned for a period of 180 days, that's the same deal.
Oh, so if
It
it
says
is,
if construction or work is suspended or abandoned for a period of 180 days at any time after work has begun, that's null and void. This permit becomes null and void if work or construction authorized is not started within 180 days, or if construction or work is suspended or abandoned for a period of 180 days.
As we said, it is clear in there to the fact that
Yeah.
if you stop for 6 months and your house is not complete, you are in violation.
The only thing is, how can you police that? Because they may be working inside, and you don't know it.
well, if we're, but are we concerned so much about the interior as we are maybe the exterior, the appearance on the outside?
No?
So would it,
It seems to be, if we were to create something that would talk about just the outside, would be repetitive to this statement in some degree. Because if you've got 6 months to start and 6 minutes from completion,
yeah,
you're being a little repetitive of an action that's already covered.
Maybe I interpret that as being, I had a year. to
it's
do
just
my-
not
that 6 months started.
policed then, basically, is the couple, the instances that you're talking about. If you know when they received a building permit, I guess you could go back and say you got a building permit 2 or 3 years ago and
And now the permit's null and void, so then they just have to get another, I mean, there's really
I
not
could
a
see
fee or
you saying,
penalty.
well, I worked on April 5th.
Yeah, that's pretty vague. I don't think that you can always make up something, go out and put one piece of siding on, while
That's
it's not
right.
abandoned, you did some work.
okay, so how do you want to address this?
I would suggest, just a suggestion, to go to the Iowa, what is it that we belong to, that
League?
Iowa League of Cities, and see what they have for ordinances or what other people have done. And then we can go from there. Because I'm sure they've done a lot of research on this.
You know, basically, it's again, it's the appearance of the community that we're specifically concerned about, and I have the habit of looking at communities as I drive into them and think, you know, geez, I don't have any big messes like we have here and there, so why can't we clean them up? So, I'll check into it.
Good.
That was another clarification, I guess, that we needed, so.